Hello, everyone. This is Michelle Carter, and I'm the owner of MCB Nurse Consultant. And at MCB Nurse Consultant, we help directors and nurses in long-term care to overcome their frustration and exhaustion of having to do it all. We teach them how to build up their leadership development by incorporating personality science and teaching them how to use tools such as the bank methodology to be able to retain and recruit staff, to build strong teams, and also to be able to have better clinical, professional, and personal outcomes. Today, I want to talk to you about personality science and what makes it different than anything else that we've been using. Personality science is understanding the individual and why they do the things they do, why they think the way they do, why they speak the way they do, what's important to them, what are their values, what is important to them in a workplace and also profession and in their personal lives. A lot of personality tests teaches us in our leadership roles what's important to us in a workplace. But we need to understand what's important to the person as a whole individual, not just in the workplace. What makes them tick when they're not in the workplace? What makes them tick when they're with their families, especially for a director of nursing, because we have such a challenging position that really requires us to be on call for 24 hours. And literally, we have to be able to balance both our personal and professional lives every single day. So when you get to know the person in a deeper level, you're going to be able to communicate with them better. You're going to be able to uplift them. You're going to be able to give them the support that they need and help them be in the right position so they can be more impactful. When I first learned about personality science and understanding the bank methodology, it was about maybe 2.5 years ago. And I wasn't really on board at first until I started taking the time to learn and go through the classes, learn how to understand the person's individual personality, learn how to understand minds first. And I learned how to crack their code, as you may say, which is really just doing the personality test and understanding who I am. Once I understand who I was able and understand my true personality. I was able to understand my staff and also my families. And it has been a game changer. A lot of directors or nurses are struggling with just getting that strong impact or engagement with their teams. And it's not that they're bad directors or nurses. It's just because they might just not understand how to engage with this particular team member. Doesn't mean it's all their team members. Maybe this is a particular one. Because you may be exactly opposites. You may truly have a totally opposite personality. And something that you're doing plus something that they're doing is there's a barrier from you being able to connect to each other. That's why the personality science and the bank methodology is so important and so useful. Me and a colleague are doing a masterclass on February 27th, where we're going to help nurses, not just directors or nurses in healthcare, to be able to reduce their frustration and give them a guide for good communication between themselves, between their patients and their other colleagues. This is something that you don't want to miss out on. As a director of nursing and as a leader, I will be representing the leadership part of this masterclass. And then my colleague, who is not a leader but also a staff nurse, is going to be representing the staff nurses. So we can teach you from both ends how important it is for that communication to be at the level where a person is able to be open to it, and also that you're open to what they have to say. When I start incorporating the bank methodology into my lives each and every day, I did see a lot of changes. I saw myself being more at ease and understanding why people might not didn't understand who I am. I'm a knowledge person. My personality code is knowledge, nurturing, blueprint, and action. Now, if you want to learn more about that, click the link below where you can take the quick personality test. It only takes 90 seconds. And then I can get on a call with you and tell you a little bit more about it. about me being a knowledge people sometimes are very, how could I say it, that we have strong personalities, and we have to have all the answers before we can make a rational decision. But when you have somebody that's hitting you 25 questions over and over again, it can be overwhelming. And I totally understand that, because I know that's how I am at times. And I had to learn to give the other people time to process it. I had to understand why I couldn't get a straight answer out of nurturer. I had to understand why I wasn't getting straight answers out of blueprints and actions. And I had to understand why knowledge people were asking me, was intimidating to me as much as I might have been intimidating to them. So once I started incorporating this methodology into the workplace and me understanding each and every one of my team members, I was able to communicate to them different. I was able to communicate to that nurturing person and understanding that they want to know what's best for the whole community and what's going to help them with their personal growth, and what's going to help them what's going to motivate them, and how I can be more support to them. I was able to communicate to my blueprint individuals because I was able to give them a structured plan, a process that we had to follow, and help them understand that this is the process, and help them give them step-by-step guides. I was able to communicate to my action team members a lot better because I gave them bullet points and let them go and cheer the team on. And I let them be able to shine, because that's what actions do. They want to shine. They want to be that superstar, and I let them be that superstar. And once I started doing that, I did see a difference. I saw a difference in how the team was communicating and how I was communicating. But not just at work, but at home also. Learning to do it in my household with my children, that was also a game changer. Being a director of nursing is so hard, trying to balance everything. But if you can find a technique or a strategy that can help you balance your work, because you can be more impactful at work and more influential at work, then you are going to have better personal outcomes. You are going to have better professional outcomes, and you definitely will have better clinical outcomes, because your team, you're going to put the right people in the right positions, and your team is truly going to be able to, your team's going to be able to be more autonomy, which is going to give you more time, and they're going to be able to be more empowered, which again is going to give you more time to be able to do your 8 hours and go home. And that's what you want to do. You want to have that balance. So a lot of us look at, how do we get that balance? Well, let's start with the leadership and personality sides. That is one way where you can truly get your balance, because once you understand the team, you'll be able to put everything into place. Once you understand your individuals that your family, you'll be able to put things in place. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, Michelle, I know my family members, and I totally understand that. I thought I did also. And people that I've met in the Codebreaker family thought they did also. But as you start to wonder why, if you ever sat and wonder as a director of nursing, why sometimes this isn't clicking in the household, or why this particular person doesn't understand why you have to work the long hours, or this particular child needs it exactly and step by step, and you're coming home and you're rushing and you're trying to rush dinner together, and you can't do it step by step, or you can't necessarily plan the whole week out for them. That's because you might not understand what their personality is. This is going to help you in so many aspects. There is a part of our movement with the Codebreaker technology is make people matter, but it's also make kids matter. It's also make everybody matter. And me and my colleagues are bringing it to making nurses matter, making leaders matter, make the DON matter, make your team matter. Put them on, being able to put them in the right positions is going to change everything for you. And I want to be able to share this to you because I know how important it is for you to find that work-life balance. I know how important it is for you to find that professional satisfaction and be able to have great clinical outcomes, so you can have that personal gratification that you're striving for. I've been in a position. I'm in a position now. So I totally understand. And that's why I'm bringing this to the directors and nurses. I don't want you to miss out on this masterclass that we're having. It's Reduce Frustration, a guide to good communication for nurses. Do not miss out on it. It's going to be February 27th at 7 p.m. It's going to be me and my colleague, Eva Zamberwolf, who's going to help us work together. We're going to be able to show you how this communication technique can change and make things so much better for you. It's going to help you reduce the frustration you have at work. It's going to help reduce the frustration that you have at home. It's going to help you be able to communicate with your stakeholders better, communicate with your patients better. It's going to help leaders to be able to listen and communicate with their team. And also it's going to help the team to listen and communicate with the leaders. And if we can change that, do you know how much better the nursing aspect can be? We can make life better for our nurses. And that's what we're trying to do for our nurses in every role. And my directors are nurses. I'm especially want to help you make life better for you in long-term care. So come and join us on February 27th at 7 p.m. where you're going to get a chance to learn about the bank methodology, about how to use it as a tool and how to use the systems to increase your communication, to be a more impactful individual, and to have great clinical, professional, and personal outcomes as a director of nursing and long-term care. I can't wait to see you there. Have a great day.